DJ Erica. Alright, y'all, so this is my segment for independent artists, because you know me, I'm DJ Erica, so of course I want to talk about things that might be relatable to artists. You know what I'm saying? So I read this article in Hip Hop DX that basically was talking about Russ. He's a musician. He's now an independent musician, but he made himself mainstream. He ended up getting signed to Columbia Records, and now he's back being independent. And according to him, since he's been back being independent, he is now making $100,000 a week off of streams. Okay, and he posted his pay stubs from TuneCore to social media. So he's making a buzz about it, and he basically just decided to go off the record to talk about how he basically has been making his money. All right, so Russ has been a huge supporter, a big supporter of the independent scene for quite some time now. He announced that back in June he was actually released from his contract from Columbia Records because he completed everything that was required in his contract, so he was a free agent. Okay, he decided that he wanted to go back into the independent market, and most artists will go back in the independent market is because of financial reasons. Like, they really don't want the man in their pocket like that. So I guess that's what Russ was trying to do. You know, so and although he know that, you know, it might be hard to get back in the indie scene, but honestly he had a leg up because he's actually signed to a label and now he's independent. So basically what he did was he completed his obligations with Columbia Records. After that, he decided he's going to go 100% independent and make sure that his new material, he does own all the rights to all of that music, and it's paying off very well. Okay, Russ took to Twitter and revealed how much money he was bringing in weekly and showing off his pay stubs as an independent artist on social media, which is really brazen to put that on social media, especially in the middle of COVID. But this guy decided to put up a post that said some weekly checks on TuneCore, purposely exposed purposely only for artists. Own your music and stop letting these labels take 15% of distribution fees for pressing an upload button. So he basically saying that don't let these labels take 15% of your distribution money just so they can upload your stuff on all these social channels, like streaming channels like Apple and Tidal and all this other stuff, where you can literally do it on TuneCore. Okay, and it says the TuneCore account shows the pair of a high number checks, man. The first check was for $89,704 with change, along with an additional whopping $107,396 with change. Okay, you know, I mean, that's impressive. Honestly, that's impressive. But this is what I can say, all right? And I don't want to come off like devil advocate, but it's easy for him to brag about making $100,000 in a week when he was actually signed to a label at one point, right? So like, when he's saying that he's doing this independent, is he really doing it independent? Is he really making the money independent? Because to me, I don't feel like that's really independent. If he was making $100,000 a week on his record sale, and he wasn't already backed by a label and left the label and did whatever he did, you know, it would be impressive if he was literally 100% an independent artist. But he started independent, got signed to Columbia Records and stuff like that. He built his brand, of course. Then he got signed to Columbia Records, which amplified him even more. It took his brand to the next level. No matter how many followers you get independent, it's not equating to how much a label could possibly do for you, because they have an entire team that's backing. And don't get it twisted, I'm not encouraging any artist to sign to a record label. I'm just speaking facts on why most of the time these people decide to sign these record labels, because they get mass promotion, they get bigger opportunities, and they're going to be able to sign basically onto a loan from a label that's going to give you a ton of money up front, instead of you having to work and try to sell those records out of your pocket. And it was just going to be a slower climb when it comes to I guess like financial freedom and seeing a dollar. But once you get that money, it might be harder, but the best thing is that every dollar that's coming actually goes to your pocket and is not going to these label executives who's really not doing anything but, like he said, uploading and promoting. And if you're able, do you think you should successfully upload and promote yourself? Why would you sign to a label? Russ talked about him being independent, but something must have been lacking, because he believed in getting signed to Columbia Records, which he did. He gave it a go around, but he's been working a system. You know, he was very smart about it, because he said, okay, I'm an independent artist, but I'm about to use the industry and not let the industry use me. So after he signed with him, I guess they did whatever they need to do. He completed his obligations, got released, paid whatever needs to be paid off, and now he's a free agent. Okay? And since he's a free agent, he's not signed to any labels. Any other music that come out, all those fans that he got in Colombia is still going to follow him because he still has social media to continue to market himself and all the people that he's had. So he's taking all of that with him right now, and that's how he's making $100,000 a week. Not saying that it's impossible for an artist to make $100,000 by themselves independently, but it's definitely not going to be that much money that fast as an indie artist. And I don't think Russ would even reach that point had it not been for a label. So for him to downplay the label, like, oh, you know, this and this. I hate when artists do that. Like, and I'm saying, like, when artists do, like, I hate when artists try to, like, make it seem like, oh, yeah, I'm 100% independent. Knowing they got a big-ass team that's helping to market them. Knowing they got people that's supporting them. Knowing they got people helping them take their career to the next level. Knowing that they've been signed to a label. Had the experience of being signed to a label. Was able to take advantage of being signed to a label. Which helped to increase their brand. They completed their contractual obligations, which is fine. You completed your contractual obligations, and now you're going independent, you know, which is okay, but you're technically not an indie artist to me because you were signed to a label already. You just a free agent. Like, if you wanted to go to J Records or whatever other record company is out right now, Def Jam, you could get signed instantly because you have that industry plug. It's not the same as an independent artist that's out there that's never been signed to a major label. He's been signed to Columbia Records. Like, come on now. He's basically got his marketing and everything else from them. And then once he got tired of it, he did the smart business move and decided to say, okay, I'm done. I finished my contractual obligations. I'm not going to re-sign on because I want all the money to myself. Because he probably realized he was losing money. But to me, I don't know. Like, I feel like the title itself is misleading because he's saying as an independent artist. And other people that don't follow his career and they read this article, they're going to think like, oh man, like if he's independent, I can do it too. I mean, I ain't saying that you can't do it, but he definitely had a team behind him to help him reach to the point where he just getting that many streams and downloads as an independent artist because he was signed to a major label. So he had that major label backing, helping him promote and bring his brand to the next level. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Do you feel like his post that he made about making $100,000 as an artist is realistic just by streams alone? If you have never ever been signed to a label, unless you are literally basically bankrolled rich and you basically pay for your promotion, how realistic is that? DJ Eric J.